All right, Ovi doesn't do the thing, and the Hawks lose. So, it was kind of cool seeing him tie it. It was kind of cool seeing him tie it, right?
He didn't do the thing, but like he kind of did do the thing. I mean, Wayne Gretzky was in the building. He tied the record, 894 goals. Man, what a moment, man. Like seriously, like that's more than the game right there. That's an historic moment that you will remember exactly where you were when it happened, and you'll probably even remember more so on Sunday when he doesn't do it against the Islanders for the Hawks puck trap against the Penguins that day. But I'm assuming he's going to do it on Sunday. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I semi-called this one. I had a pretty good feeling he was either going to tie or break it today. I said he'd break it, so I wasn't quite there. I didn't quite get it, but
you were close. You were close.
I was close. And man, he did not let off. After that second goal, I mean, he wasn't out there for the empty netter, but with 2 goals, they put Knight back in there, and he was close a few times to getting the record, but Knight stepped up. He did not want to be the guy to land the 895th goal, so he lives to fight another day there. Good for him, but no, for Ovechkin, no, huge moment for him. I mean, look, that's a lot of people have never thought this record would have been broken, would have never been possible. And Gretzky probably 3 decades after he broke it, and Gordie Howe probably would have never expected it either. So pretty crazy moment, pretty cool. Good for Ovi. We'll see how far he could stretch that record once he takes it. It's inevitable. You know, he's got plenty of time this year to get it. We'll probably get it by the time the weekend's up, and we'll see where he can end his career at. Probably well over 900. Yeah.
All right. If we're gonna do Ovi talk to start, do you care at all about the playoff goals thing? In that, like, if you combine the playoff goals and the regular season goals,
No,
Wayne still has like 50 more.
No, the playoffs is a different thing. There's a reason that those stats are separated, so that doesn't really phase me or move me. And it's like, yeah, I mean, big reason why Wayne has so much more is because he was in a hell of a lot more playoff series in those dynasty Oilers teams. So obviously Ovi only has the 1 cup. Gretzky had 4, 5 finals. Ovi's only had the 1. So maybe they'll be able to expand on that this season because this team, we'll say, it's a pretty damn good Capitals team.
Yeah.
They're going to be the running for the President's Trophy there. If I were them, I wouldn't want to win the President's Trophy because teams that win the President's Trophy tend to falter in the playoffs. So with the 2013 Hawks being the exception to that. So let the Jets win that and ride into the playoffs here. Especially, I think when Ovi gets that record, like it's going to get them so much momentum, man. You know, I think you can already see it. Just that team, it's like that's what they were playing for tonight was the Ovechkin record. He still managed to win the game too, but it's also the Chicago Blackhawks. So, I mean, that's kind of to be expected at home. This was electric, man. Like that building was jumping. I wanted to get it. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I really didn't care too much if it was against us. Like the season's already been as miserable as it is. Like it would have been something, but I think this is almost the best of both worlds. It kind of satisfies both. Like if you want to see Ovechkin make history tonight, you saw it. If you don't want to be the receiving end of his game-breaking highlight reel, record-breaking goal for the rest of time, then we escape that as well. So that's something that another team, another goaltender will have to carry. So yeah.
Yeah. Man, the building was really cool. Everybody was on their feet the whole time. Wayne in the building, obviously. Just like I will use this thought now because it pertains to the Hawks. Like, you didn't really realize how much of a big moment in hockey that this game was and ended up being because he tied the record at least, but like going into that building and going into that game, like right before they dropped the puck, I was like, man, this is as close to a playoff game as these Chicago
It felt like
Blackhawks
it. Yeah.
are going to play. Like this is, there haven't been many games where it felt like that this season for this group. And I was like, man, Washington could come out and put the Hawks on their heels. And honestly, it was quite the opposite. Like the whole early stretch of the game, it was all Hawks, and then Ovi scores, and but it's kind of like, it was a small blip, and overall a pretty good game for the Hawks too. But yeah, I just it was fun watching. I wish he had done it too. But yeah, man, great hockey game. Just an overall, in a season of, we've been covering
many.
we've been covering some not so great hockey games. That was a really good one.
That was absolute cinema, as I would say, in the intro there that Raven put together. That's really nice. So I think the post-game intro is a bit different, but that intro too is awesome. But yeah, no, like this was a hockey game, man. But this felt like a Four Nations type of playoff game, that type of atmosphere. I think it's a good thing too for this Hawks team, like a young group of kids who haven't really been in games like that at the NHL level. That is, so I think it's good experience for them to be in a game like that. And I thought the Hawks, honestly, I know you lose the game, but I thought they passed the test. I thought this was a good game from the Hawks. I thought they played well. You lose a couple of special teams. Power play was a difference here in this game, especially late, which I'm not gonna, complain about it. Like it's gonna happen in a game like this. So, when any chance you get to get a call and get a power play for Ovi in a game, like you're gonna give it to him. So, yeah, I'm not gonna complain about that. But no, I thought even strength, and for most of this game, I thought the Hawks were just as good, if not better, honestly. Especially the way they came out, they kind of controlled the game at the start, and then literally Ovechkin's first or second shift, less than 4 minutes in, he gets a feed from Dylan Strome, breaks the game open, and it's like when he scored that goal, I was like, okay, he's doing it today. Like he's got the rest of the game to get two more, and didn't quite do it. His last one came pretty late in the game. Kind of funny, both his goals came at the start, the finish, but nothing in the middle. But no, I think for Ovechkin, he'll take this. A lot of his teammates and in the crowd too. I think it was an anniversary night or something for the Capitals. There was a few of his teammates, Nicholas Backstrom was there, etc. So there's a lot of important people in the building, a lot of people that he's familiar with, like Gretzky as well. The commish, betting man was in the house. So glad he tied the record, and no, definitely I'm sure a big moment in history for that NHL for sure. Yeah.
So I have a couple more Ovi talk points. Box score says he only finished with 3 shots on goal. It felt like way more off. That's not even close, dude.
Dude, he had 5 on Spencer Knight at the end of the game, where he was just going pound for pound there. It's he just kept getting multiple chances. When we put him back in that last minute, he was trying, man. He really wanted to get it today. He really wanted to break it open. Would have been the first time he scored a hat trick, on the Hawks in a situation like that. Obviously, he scored his 800th against the Hawks in a hattie. So he really wanted it, but Knight definitely was able to. He didn't want to be the goalie again, like I said earlier, to be on the receiving end of that.
Yeah. My other point was respect for him not shooting it into the empty net.
The empty net. Yeah. No, it's if you're in that situation, it's he has time, right? Time is on his side here, so it's you don't want that goal to be an empty net. You want to score it on an actual goaltender, especially when a lot of the goals he scored this season have been in empty nets, and that's kind of been a running gag, a joke this season. So it's you don't want that goal to be the one where it's you want it to be a nice goal. You want to earn it. So I respect that for sure. And then of course he goes back in, so that makes sense. Also, the Hawks too, very classy. It's after the game, they all shook hands with Ovechkin, commemorated the occasion, the moment. I think Felito led them there. So definitely appreciative of the history, which hockey's always been good with that. The NHL has always been good with that kind of stuff. So I'd love to see that, just the appreciation of greatness and history and that kind of thing. So good on the Hawks for doing that and for giving Ovi his due. And not good on Connor Murphy for spoiling $200 for me tonight, because Ovechkin would have had the record today. That fourth goal, or not the fourth goal, the third goal by Dylan Strome. That puck was going to Ovechkin and it ended up going off of Connor Murphy. He put it in his own net there. So nice job, Murphy, on that one. I guess he really wanted to prevent Ovechkin from getting the record there, so he put it in himself. But forgot it doesn't count for his own team. But if he's not there, Ovechkin buries that rebound. He gets the record today. So yeah, thanks Murphy for ruining my bet. And I was trying to manifest that in the show for a while too. That would happen tonight. It didn't quite happen. So thank you, Murphy.
Yeah. I don't really have much more Ovi talk. The only other Caps talk thing is they're good. They're good. Oh, I know we talk about
if they're a scam.
Yeah, scam teams and all that stuff. But I think I think they're a good hockey team in a season that the East is pretty wide open, and that all three of the best teams in the East, you would probably say, that aren't the Capitals are all in the top three in the Atlantic right now. So I could see this Capitals team going on a deep run all the way to the conference final at least.
Yeah, the teams I think they're going to have an issue with are the Florida teams, especially if it's the Panthers. But I think pretty much anybody else in this conference they can take. Like, I know I've said I'm not really sold on these guys, but as the season's gone along, like I've realized just how much depth this team has, and everybody seems to be firing on all cylinders too. And it's like when you have that, there's a few things you can have in the playoffs that are more important than depth, than like four lines that can roll, three deep pairs, and a hot goalie. Definitely gonna want Logan Thompson back, but I think he should be back for the playoffs. We'll see about that. He's had a good season.
Logan Thompson, since signing that extension, has an .880 save percentage.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
That must not be many games though, because this record's like 31-6-6 or something. It's crazy, but I don't know. Maybe it's a product of a good team in front of you. But he's done. He's been as good as he's expected to be. And Lindgren though, I definitely want him in the net versus Lindgren. I mean, he's okay, but not the best backup in the world. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the Blackhawks. I don't know. Oliver Morgan, couple of assists.
Yes. No, Oliver Morgan gets his first career point tonight and doubled on that. I thought he may have been the best Hawk on the ice tonight. It was one of him and Frank Nazar. I mean, Frank Nazar kind of is always in that conversation, but dude, Oliver Morgan was so noticeable tonight. It wasn't just those points and those assists. Like, he just drove the play out there, man. He used his speed to his advantage. He created, which is what we wanted to see out of him. I thought he was so good. It's like, I just wanted to play with better players, right? I think that would be nice. I mean, he gets Kurashev a goal, good to see for him, which has been a tough season. But I like to see him play with Frank Nazar. Well, obviously, connective Nazar in that goal in the second period. But I think it was because the power play was ending there, and they're on the second unit. But even straight, they weren't really playing together. I want to see those two playing together at even strength in the second line, because I do think that's probably going to be the Hawks' second line you want moving forward. One of those two at center, and then the other could be on the wing. I think that'd be ideal. So Moore could be the 3C2. Does either or works, but though both those guys are fast and create, I think they'd be a good pair. But just something I noticed tonight, because both of them had really solid games. And Frank Nazar too, like another outstanding game for him. Goal and assist, multi-point game. Can't ask for much more. He's finally starting to finish here. Love to see that. And no, he was great. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't notice the first line a whole bunch tonight. I did like Rinzel's game a lot tonight too. He played like over 21 minutes and ended up a +1 in that game. And
his first career points are coming. He's been on the verge here. Definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened, Sunday. We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought him and Vlasic had a really good game outside of Vlasic, letting up on Ovi on the first goal. But I was impressed with those guys. And I know, they hit the empty net, so it's a 5-3. It's a 4-3 game. But I thought Spencer Knight was good tonight.
Oh, yeah. He was good. Yeah.
The Hawks just give up too many grade A's to ask him to keep it below 3 every night. And no, I'm just saying that you can't really fault a guy for letting in 4 when.
And I thought these goals tonight, like they weren't softies. No. These, like you said, like these were grade A chances, grade A looks. So I think the last couple nights he's looked like Spencer Knight. That's what you want to see out of him. It's like if he's giving us games like that, next season, then we have a chance to win every game. It's like it's a young team. He's not going to come away with a lot of close games like that, but he at least gives you a shot. So. And no, I think it was nice to see him lock in there too. Like when the game was over, like there was really nothing to play for at that point. He was still determined that last minute there to not give up the record. Like I think that's honestly, it may not look like much, but I think that little moment there was big for him, just for confidence boosting, especially. It's like this could have been a rough one where it's like I can understand, not wanting to let Ovechkin obviously score the hattie, break the record tonight, just because you don't want to break a guy like that spirits, be in the highlight reels and be on the wrong side of history. So it was nice to see him step up in that moment for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that shoulder save he made on Ovechkin at the very end there.
Very close. Yeah.
That was close. That was very close. Yeah, it was a great save. They thought it went off like the knob of the stick at first. So that's how close it was. Yeah, I don't know, man. I thought the Hawks played well. I thought Ovechkin. It was all Ovi. Like it was all.
That's
it
what
was
it's about
Ovi
today.
night. Like that's exactly what this hockey game was about. Was number 8 and him trying to get it. And, something that was weird was like, you would assume that the Hawks going into this something said in the locker room, like
It felt like it. Yeah.
But then, so they interviewed Tyler Bertuzzi after the first intermission, and they asked him, like, "Oh, like, would it be cool?" And did Lee bring this up on the show today, or no? Like the idea. So Pat Maroon.
Oh yes, he did. Yeah.
Pat Maroon going on Morning Cup of Hockey and being like, "Oh, like." They asked him, "Wouldn't it be cool if the record happened?" He's like, "No." You know,
I don't think the players are going to say that. Like, of course, we think it would be cool, but they sure as hell wouldn't. Like, you don't want to be the receiving end of that.
Bertuzzi did.
Wait, he did?
Yeah,
Bertuzzi?
kind of.
Well,
He wasn't like, "Oh, it'd be so cool," but he was like, you know, I need to go back and watch the clip, but
yeah, he's Tyler Bertuzzi. That doesn't shock me. He got a goal today, but as usual, it wasn't really him. It was, Slager and Nazar did all the work, and he was there in the right spot at the right time to put in the garbage. So good for him. He pads the stats a little bit there, but oh yeah, Landon Slager too. Multi-point game for him. I thought one of his more noticeable games in a while. Like he's had a lot of games where the effort's been there, but the results haven't. So nice to see him get that production today. I thought he and Nazar looked good out there together. So good to see that more as well.
Quiet 2.9 for
hey, you'll take it, man. You'll take it. What do you get? Multi-point game, no matter how it comes. That goal to Bertuzzi, that was all him, man. Like Nazar, was doing good work, behind the net, got to Slager, and he found Bert. So that was just nice. Yeah. But yeah, the first shot goal was kind of all more. Yeah.
I actually have one more Caps talk point. Did you hear? So Ryan Leonard scores his first NHL goal in the empty net,
and they played Freebird.
I was gonna say, did you hear
what
they played?
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. No, it was definitely a World Junior callback there. Good memories from that team.
You think it's a little cheesy?
I mean, I think that's cool. Like, I kind of like that they play goals for like different situations. Like, as much as I love Chelsea Dagger, there's stuff to be said for like, I don't know, letting players have their own kind of goal songs and stuff. Like in baseball, like when you go up to the mound, like everybody has their own song. I think that's kind of cool, actually. Yeah, I mean, it's not the Capitals song, that's Team USA's song, but I mean, it is Washington, D.C. It's the nation's capital. So I guess it makes sense from that perspective, And for Leonard, too, like, I think he'll always be remembered for that, for being a big part of those teams the last 2 years. So I wouldn't really, I'm sure I'll be a member of Team USA, a big part of that program going forward, but the men's side, too. So, yeah, I don't have an issue with that. I would say from his perspective, like, look, first career goal, you'll take it, but it's like probably kind of sucks to score first career goal at an empty net. I mean,
I think he'll take it anyway. It comes. I don't know if you saw the play. He was speeding like, he was fast, man. Like that.
He was noticeable
really
tonight.
Quick.
Yeah, he was noticeable tonight. Now he's gonna be a player for him. I think just him coming in at this time of the season, like that's perfect timing, man. Like that's a guy in the playoffs that definitely could be an X factor for them. So definitely a Calder threat next season too, for sure. Better than Pest too. Like he's a prick out there at times. Like I saw he kind of elbowed Valeno a bit. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but he kind of does these little plays out there. He's not afraid to get physical, be a rat kind of. So I could kind of see him being a Marchand type for them. Yeah.
So they were mentioning all those guys are on the World Junior team. The Leonard, Moore, Nazar. Was it Slager too? Was on that team?
No, Slager was on the 2021 team that won gold, not the last couple. Yeah.
So it was Rinzel then maybe.
Rinzel, Nazar, and Moore were all on the team together in 20. And not this year.
Ryan Leonard. And Ryan.
Yeah, and Leonard. Yeah, so they're familiar with each other. I'm sure they're good buddies. I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. All right.
That's cool. Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't really like. What else did you have from this game? What did you take away? Did you put some positives, some negatives?
I mean, look. The results. Like, it's easy to kind of be negative Nancy after a result like this. Yeah. But look, this is a damn good Caps team. Like, you nearly come away with the win. It is a fortunate to have yet another blown lead in the third period. Like that's been a bit of a theme lately. I think it's another game too, where it's like for like 2 periods they look like the better team, but kind of sat back again the third period. Like it was kind of similar to the Avs game from that front, where it's like, they just got to have more of that killer instinct, right? But I think just when you're a young team, you're going to go through these growing pains, right? You almost have to go through these situations, right, to learn from them. I think they'll become better as a result. So you'd like to close a game like this out, but it's like, I'm not really going to complain about it too much. I thought they played well. The result isn't really what matters. The future showed out. Like the guys you want to see performed. I know Bedard didn't have a point tonight, but I thought he even looked, he had 3 shots on goal. He looked engaged today. Did have a penalty late there. Maybe it was a little soft, but the Zebras want to get Ovi's cookies tonight, so I'm not going to complain about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Uh,
no, I think more
heard.
positives than negatives for the Hawks despite the result. I know everybody's gonna be negative, but like also too, like this day just means more, man. Like this is a great day for the game of hockey. Like and like in a Hawks season where it's like we're 31st, like losing these games at this stage, especially with the Sharks right by us, like it's not really a bad thing, man. Like I don't know, it's not really about wins and losses right now. It's about development. And I think when you see a game where the young players produce, your future produce, I can't be too upset about it. A good effort against a damn good team that could be a cup team for sure. So I'm not really that upset. Yeah.
Yeah. No, me neither. It was a good game. Uh, and it's like, okay, the fourth line gets like caved in tonight. Like
Yeah, no.
they
And
got,
Maroon had a penalty himself there. I think that led to that one of those late goals. So yeah, they were not. That's not a great line there for sure. It's kind of a cobbled together there. Actually, I think I said it too, but like on the pregame today or the show today, where it's like our odds rely on the top six here. This bottom six is going to get cooked tonight. So yeah. Um, I thought the third line was presently surprising, though. I thought that they might struggle today, especially after the Reichel, missing the team meeting and getting scratched, seeing Kurashev drawn. I'm like, oh man, I feel for Moore tonight. He's gonna have a hard time, but he still produced, right? Still found a way to get him a goal there. I thought that third line actually looked okay, and that's I think a good sign for Moore to be able to drive a line like that for him. Like that's huge for him. That's what you want. That's what you want to see from Oliver Moore. So I think just his play was probably the most pleasant I think occurrence of this game for sure. I thought he was like I said, I thought he was the best talk on the ice. One of him or Nazar. Yeah.
man, Ovechkin has 41 goals in 60 games this season and has 19 in his last 26.
Yeah, and he's 39 years old and he broke a leg too. Like it's unreal. Like it's actually
That's
crazy when you look at that. Yeah. And like I remember like it was like last year or like recently where people were like, oh, he's starting to fall off there. He might be washed. And it's like he's still as good as he's ever been. I think he did break a record today. It wasn't the goals record, but I think something like the most game-winning goals or something. I think he passed Yager. You can fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure I saw a stat like that. So did come away with a record. Yeah, no, big game for him.
John Carlson had 3 assists tonight, huh?
Yeah, he was.
He got 50 points in 76 games. He's 35 years old, plus 22.
Looking like prime Carl. So a lot of guys in that team are having damn good seasons, man. Like Dylan Strom's our leading producer. Obviously, like he has like 75 points or something. Former Hawk. What if I told you that we let that guy walk in free agency for absolutely nothing? So hopefully there won't be history repeating himself there for certain 8 on the Hawks. Our version of the grade 8. So we'll see what happens there in the summer for that front. But no, Dylan Strome very noticeable tonight. Not really surprised. I mean, former Hawks tend to cook us. Taylor Radish, another former Hawk on the team. I think they mentioned on the broadcast that he and Betsy apparently had dinner or something the other night. I know they were good friends last year, so that's pretty cool that they're still kicking it. But no, I mean, besides
it's super cool.
Yeah, I mean,
super cool that they're pals.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, like Ovechkin, I'll be honest, like he was really the only Capital I was really watching tonight, so I couldn't really tell you much more about other guys because every time Ovechkin was on the ice, like I was just zeroed in on him. I think pretty much everybody was in the stadium too. This was his night. It wasn't really about Capitals or Blackhawks. It was Alex Ovechkin night, and definitely will be a night to remember for sure. But Spencer night made it so where it wasn't the night for him. Yeah.
Yeah. When do you think he does it?
Honestly, I think he does it Sunday. I think that's a noon game against the Islanders, 12:30. I mean, that team's they're not good. I could totally see him doing it then. So, plus that game's on TNT. That's on the big network, which I don't think this one was. I think it was on NHL Network. So, yeah, I think he's gonna do it next game against the Islanders. I could totally see that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough that they're on the road. Like that would have been perfect with them at home to be able to get this done.
And aren't they kind of going on the road for a while now too?
I'm trying to look up when their next home game
is. It would have been cooler for him to do it at home, but now it doesn't look like it might happen there. Unless he waits.
Yeah, I think their next home game is next Thursday against Carolina.
Yeah, no shot. I mean, how many more games do they have in between there?
1 or 2 at least.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see him going at this point. Like he's got momentum's on his side. I think he does it Sunday. I hope so. Like I'd like to see him get out this weekend. Like just get out of the way. Like we've been building it up for so long now. Like just make it happen. Just do it and see him extend it.
So they play the Islanders on Sunday and then they don't play again until Thursday at home.
Oh,
so it's one game on the road. So honestly, you could sit him maybe on Sunday.
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna do that.
Maybe.
Like he'll play. You mean just like sit him? Like what do you mean by that? Like just not playing as much?
Healthy scratch him, dude.
No shot. There is zero shot they do
Rest up for
that.
the playoffs. Rest up for the playoffs. Do this at home.
Well, let's see. Let's see. The home game is on Hulu, Disney, ESPN on Thursday. That's against the Hurricanes, a division rival that they'll probably be playing in the off. So that game makes
Maybe.
sense too. I could, he's good. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Maybe he just takes it all easy on Sunday. I mean, doing it in New York, that's kind of cool. I don't know. Bettman's Palace there, Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I think either way, he's going to do it. Just a matter of when, not if. So, yeah, it'll be a big moment for sure. I think everybody will be watching now for sure. It just sucks now. It's like I'm forced to watch Islanders hockey on the weekend now, which I wasn't really planning on it, but now I have to. So that's the way unfortunate thing. It's not really the team you want to see him do it against. Like you want to see him do it against somebody with or that he's had a rivalry with in his career. I know they're in the same division, but I've never really felt anything there. So if he did against a team like the Penguins, that'd be kind of sick. But unfortunately, the Hawks are playing the Penguins that day, not the Capitals. So that's next on the agenda there. I think a home game. So I think for the Hawks, like that's one you want to come away with. The Penguins have had they've had a rough season, right? I think first time I play him all year. Bedsy versus Crosby playing his idol. I like to see a W. Break this losing streak on Sunday because we haven't won since not
Justin,
last Sunday, the Sunday before last Sunday. Yeah,
Justin, the Penguins are brutal.
they suck. So it's like, yeah, I mean, I like you got to get a win here eventually. Here, like I don't want to lose all these games to end the season, right? You want to end the season with some honor, some dignity, get some momentum going in the next season. So I think Sunday would be a good one to make that happen there. I think we only have 2 home games left, 6 games left. So we'll see. I'd like to get at least one more win this year, but at this point, I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the Penguins' recent scores. Hold on. Yeah, the Penguins, they blew a lead against the Blues in their last game yesterday. They somehow beat the Senators 1-0 in overtime when Sid scored. They lost 7-3 to the Sabres, 6-1 to the Lightning, 4-3 to the Panthers. I don't know. They won a couple. They lost a couple. Like this team stinks. Like
It's Sidney Crosby and Island. And like we
yeah.
talk about Alex Ovechkin still producing at this age, Crosby's had just as impressive a season, man. Like with what he's
Yeah.
doing. He set his own record too. I think 20 consecutive
He leads the NHL in 5-on-5 points.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Wow. It's like
Yeah.
if he had just a slightly competent team around him, imagine like he'd be putting up prime Sid numbers right now. He kind of is, honestly. Like 20 consecutive, point per game plus seasons for him. He's never had a season under a point per game in his career. Kind of that's a crazy stat right there. I also got love on both these guys, Ovechkin and Crosby. Spent their entire careers at the same franchise. Pretty cool. Would have been nice to see that with a couple
Yeah.
guys, but it is what it is. Patty Kane had a goal tonight too for the Red Wings, so good to see that. But yeah. That'd be a nice free agent that would look good in Bedard's wing there, but it's not going to happen. I'm not even sure why I'm putting that out there. It's like I'm being delusional, but I don't know.
All the games tomorrow, like some of them are like if you told me this was the Saturday slate at the start of the year, I'd be like, man, this is going to be awesome. And then I hear some of these games and I'm just like not looking forward to it.
Yeah,
You've got Rangers Devils, which is
that's a rivalry.
yeah, but it like earlier that season that would have been so much of a better game than it is right now.
Yeah, both those teams have kind of struggled lately.
Well, they're just banged out. Like the Rangers haven't found it all year, and the Devils don't have Hughes.
Yeah.
Panthers, Senators, like
No
no
Kachuk brothers,
Kachucks.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Some of these matchups, Oilers, Kings, no McDavid, Draisaitl, like Montreal. The Montreal Phillies a big game tomorrow. Like that'll be interesting. Seattle. Oh, there is no hockey game that Seattle's involved in. That is a
But play the Sharks, man. That might be the worst matchup of
Blues
the day
Avalanche.
right there.
Blues Avalanche is probably like the best hockey game. Columbus
11
and the
straight
Maple Leafs
wins.
should be.
Yeah.
Columbus and the Maple Leafs should be interesting. Like Columbus needs those points bad, and so do the Leafs. So I don't know, dude. But
Yeah, something I'm noticing here, the Penguins are playing tomorrow too, so hopefully they'll be tired out for the Sunday game, right? Maybe that's something the Hawks can take advantage of there, right, for day of rest. So that would be nice for sure. Yeah,
only 2 Hawks home games left, and that's it.
that's it. That Penguins one, I think the 12th. I think that's the last game I packaged there, so I think I'll be at that game. So
On Sunday?
next Sunday, yeah, against the Jets, I believe.
Next
Or whoever
Saturday?
that is.
I think it's a
Yeah.
Saturday.
Saturday. Oh, sorry, Saturday. Yeah, who are they playing that day?
The
Jets. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, that'll be a President's Trophy team versus the Hawks. I'm sure that'll go swimmingly, but But yeah, and then that's it, man. Only a couple weeks left here. Yeah, let's just end the season with a little bit of spark here, right? It's just something. Show me something. Yeah.
Yeah. Oliver Moore got 2 assists tonight. That's all that matters.
Yeah, Moore 2-point game, Nazar 2-point game, Slaggert 2-point game. That's a win for me.
Ovechkin scored 2 goals. Who cares?
Yeah, nobody cares about that. That's not the biggest milestone of the night. It's Alvin Moore first career point, right? Yeah. And also, Connor Bedard is only 852 goals away from tying Wayne Gretzky and Alex Ovechkin, so he's chasing history there. I think that's the goal chase everybody's been talking about. So Ovechkin will be in the suites there 20 years from now, breaking that down. So yeah.
All right. You got anything else?
Nah.
No.
Yeah, that's good for me. Yeah, if you haven't seen the show today, obviously we had to record it today, so it's on YouTube there. So feel free to go rewatch it. A lot of takes there I had that probably didn't age well, although not completely. I think I still said I called this one. I know I said he'd break it, but I also kind of said my gut told me he'd probably tie it, not break it. So I was close. We did see history tonight. Maybe not the history we thought, but it was close. We saw history. Yeah, a good day. Yeah,
it was a good day. Go back and listen to today's episode earlier. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you're new here. Hit the thumbs up on this video. Follow us on Instagram and leave a 5-star rating and review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
I got one more thing, actually.
Yeah.
I think you were just about to say it, but that skit that Lee put out there today, the Chicago Hockey Radio, absolutely fantastic job. Just staying the life of a Hawks fan there. Like, that's pretty much me every day. So absolutely fantastic bit of content. We'll definitely do more stuff like that. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it was super creative. He crushed it. Good on Lee, but we don't want to give Lee too many kudos when he's not here. It kind
of sucks for him. He didn't get to see history tonight, stuck working. So yeah.
Although I guess it's probably better that we give Lee pats on the back when he's not here, just so you know. So he doesn't get too inflated of a head. We can't tell him. We can't tell him he did a good job in front of him. We gotta
keep his ego in check there, man. You know, like me. Exactly.
All right. Subscribe. Tell a friend to subscribe. Tell 2 friends, tell 5 friends, tell 10 friends. Don't be satisfied until you tell as many friends as humanly possible about Chicago Hockey Radio, about Justin Lee and Tassos and Raven and Tim Tebow and all the fun that they have. And just be like, hey, subscribe. Hey, follow these guys. You know, I don't know. Like Justin said, I think the reels are cool. We're putting some fun stuff out. Playoffs are going to be so fun. Like, I don't want the Hawks season to end, because that means that there is no more Blackhawks hockey for, this show to operate on most of.
Yeah, we'll still have stuff to cover, the draft lottery, just draft content in general. We'll always have stuff in there, off-season stuff. So we'll still have Hawks things to talk about.
Playoffs is going to be like a grind.
Take precedent. Yeah, for sure. It'll be like 90% playoffs, 10% any Hawks news that drops. Yeah.
We're going to be we're going to be streaming a ton during the playoffs. Lee is going to be streaming a ton of hockey games during the playoffs. So, because there are no post games, that'll sort of take up some of the time. And, we have the ability to get you in the mix now on some
I'd love to join these. I'd love to do it. That'd be awesome. Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Tell all your friends. Do that, please. Me and Lee will be back. Little bit of a later post game on Sunday, because we will be at the arena hopefully after the game.
You're passing out the bags finally?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to Sunday. We have to, otherwise we're not doing it, but we're doing it. They're not sitting here, so we're giving those out to people that are Hawks fans, and there's no other place to do it besides the game Sunday. So might be a little bit later of a post game, but that's okay. We will still be there. That's all that matters. Okay.
Tassos, just realizing something right now.
What?
I didn't get any prospect talk in the show. I got to mention one thing. The Rockford Ice Hawks lost 8-3 today.
Good.
There we go. That's all the prospect talk I have today.
They
Nobody
lost
cares.
8-3. That was the only thing that.
That's all I got. That's it.
Who scored? Does it matter?
No, there's no real Ice Hawks in that team anymore, because all the meaningful ones are on the Hawks right now. So I don't even really care about what's going on with them anymore, because it's just a bunch of veterans.
Did Reese Johnson score tonight?
Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. No important Ice Hawks. That's
Michael Hardman. I don't know.
There you go. Former Ice Hawk legends there.
Yeah. I doubt those guys are still in the Hogs. All right. Yep, that's it. Do all those things that we mentioned. Lee and I will be back on Sunday, and yeah, maybe Ovechkin will also break the goal record on Sunday too.
That would be nice. Yeah, we could talk about that as well. If the game doesn't go well, we could just make that Ovechkin and glazing shell like we did today.
Yeah. All right. See everybody Sunday. Peace out.